Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about Generation X and why I believe that this is our time. Just like the Goonies, this is our time. The older generations really are the reason we're here. We're in this mess today. They've bailed on the idea of patriotism and the American way, like the old Superman saying, truth, justice, and the American way. They've completely abandoned that and went wholesale after the dollar and political power, it seems to me. I could be wrong about that, but that's the way it seems to me. Generation X, we pretty much just turned our backs on the whole system. And I mean, some of us make money, some of us don't. Rich, poor, we're all in it. But as a rule, most of us pretty much turned our backs on the whole thing. Just disgusted by the entire system, the corporate greed, the political shenanigans, the political lies, the hypocrisy, all of it. We just turned a blind eye to it all. And I would hazard a guess to say that's the majority of the Gen Xers out there, no matter where you land on the economic scale or whatever, or the racial scale, or wherever you land in the racial paradigm. It's where we are all pretty much in the same boat there. It's just we kind of stayed out of it, kept away from it. But I believe that this is our time. And this last election really solidified that in my mind, because Generation X was the most solid and the highest demographic to go out and vote this last time. We really made a difference, and I think that is so important because, as I've been saying, if you've watched my videos since the beginning, I've been saying that we have the power, the people have the power. And we, Gen X, we are the people. And we've done a lot together. Even turning our backs on the whole thing and just ignoring it. We did that together. Pretty much. And if we turn back and make a difference and decide to make a difference, we can. It's just up to us. We choose to or we don't. We chose to turn away from it, and that worked out. Look what happened. Now, if we choose to turn back now that we see where it's going and where these people are taking us, and we want to stop it, it's just up to us. Will we stop it or won't we? Will we ignore it, continue to ignore the system and let it go? Now, a lot of us haven't. A lot of us stood up for what was right and voted. And a lot of other demographics stood up with us, which I talked about in another video. But we, Gen X, this is our time. I'm telling you. I firmly believe that. We've been waiting our entire lives for now. It's here today. Because the war isn't over. This is just the beginning. And most of us are right around 50 now, which means we have 20, 30, some of us even 40 years left to live. That's a long time. That's enough time to win this war. And as I said before, this is a spiritual and an economic, an ideological war, and a war of information. This is the age of information, and this is a war of information. And we are right on the precipice, right on the border to where we know enough about technology. We are not afraid of technology. We know how to use it. We can pick up TikTok and know how to use it in 30 minutes and be on it. But we also have one foot grounded in the past and what is real and true and important. So we can use today's technology to keep alive in the past the important things of our past. Because I said this in a video months ago, but we tend to, as a society, we tend to just throw away everything. everything that's old, we just throw it away. Even if it worked, even if it was wonderful and it was perfect and it was great. Some things we should keep. Some things we should keep. We should hold on to them. Some values, some beliefs, some technology just works fine and we should keep it. And things would run a lot smoother if we kept it when we got it. When we come across something that is working great and doesn't need improvement or change, then we should just hang on to it. That's my opinion. And ideologically speaking and culturally speaking, there's a lot that we should hang on to, especially when we're talking about our countries throughout Western civilization. Democracy, republic. These things are important. Freedom, a constitution. Our Constitution is the most important document ever written. And to see these people throw it away, to stomp on it, to burn the American flag, to do all this shit is just sickening. And we just can't allow it. Come on, we can't allow it. And there's a quote from a movie called Fury with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf. And Shia LaBeouf quotes the Bible. I honestly, I consider myself a religious person. I'm just not big on organized religion. So figure that out however you want. But this is how I view things personally. But I think there's a lot of good in the Bible. And here's a quote that it just touches me, and especially in the context of the movie. But I'm going to change the quote a little bit to speak to Gen X. Brad Pitt in the movie, he actually names the verse in the Bible that it comes from, but I forget that. The quote goes like this: "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send? Who will go for us?' And Gen X said, 'Here are we. Send us.'" Now, in the context of the movie, it's really poignant. But I think it speaks volumes about our place in history right now. You can label it a calling, a destiny. You can just label me crazy. But the way I see things unfolding and the way I've thought about us and our power as a generation, what we could accomplish if we put our minds to it, I really think that this is our time. We are supposed to save our country. And we can. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt in my mind. We can. We can do it. Now the only question is, will we? Will we? Am I a good enough speaker to convince people to help me save our country? Are there enough of y'all out there who believe in America with me that want to save it, that believe in our Constitution and believe that burning our flag is a bad thing? Are there enough people out there with me that think like I do, that want to save America? And I believe there are. I believe there are in Generation X, just in our generation. We have been sitting in the back seat watching these idiots drive the car, ignoring the road signs, running over raccoons and everything, and here's our chance to reach up and grab the steering wheel and take control. We don't have to take office. All we have to do is stand up and vote for the people who should be in office. All we have to do is start waking people up who are on the fence, who are confused, who believe these bots, who that are on here spouting this garbage, and help each other. Help wake up more Americans. And those of us who don't think we matter, that our vote matters, all of our votes together matter. And it's just been proven. Now, our entire lives, my entire life anyway, And I'm sure there are some of you out there who can relate to me, but I've felt confused and powerless. I've always had hope, though. But we don't have to be confused and powerless anymore. We have an opportunity to stand up together and make changes throughout Western civilization. And everybody in the rest of Western civilization should look at America's example and what we have done here and what we are doing and what we are about to go through, because you can do the same. You can support a channel like this one. I'm not up here begging for money. If you don't like me, you can support someone like Candace Owens, or if you want to support someone smaller, you can find another and YouTube channel and support them. Just make sure they're not a bot, I guess, now. But support channels like that that are promoting these kind of ideas. You can make a channel of your own, or make something else. If you don't want to get in front of a camera and talk like this, you can do something else. Make a blog or a website or anything. But this is an informational war, and you're never too old to fight in an informational war. You're never too old to speak the truth. You're never too old to demand something better for your country and your brethren, your neighbors, your children. Never too old for that. But I'd like to create a community of people who love America and what America stands for and what all of the good that America could do throughout the world, that we could do if we weren't fighting in these wars, spending billions on these wars, throwing lives into the meat grinder, if we weren't doing all of the other ridiculous, stupid shit that this fake government has been doing for the last 4 or 5 decades. Now, the generations before us pretty much sold out. And the generations after us are brainwashed. Not all of them, a lot of them. We are the last defense. We're either going to be a roadblock, or we're going to put up a defense that they cannot pass. They shall not pass. And we can win. And there's no doubt in my mind that we can. We will if we do it. All we have to do is do it. Take a couple bucks a month and give it to your favorite video maker, your favorite YouTube patriot, or over on some other platform. You can start calling this stuff out. If you're the type of person that's normally just ignores stuff, maybe you start calling out and pointing out that this is completely garbage. Take 3 minutes and post a link showing the truth. But we've got to get the truth out there somehow. And just completely shame, ridicule, and defraud the lies. We've got to make it to where people are embarrassed to tell lies instead of embarrassed to tell the truth. Standing up for the truth now it's kind of, you're kind of, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll get, we just need to suck it up and just stand up together. Form groups on these different social media platforms. We have the power, Gen X. The only question is, are we going to use it? Because I honestly believe in my heart and in my soul that will determine the fate of America, whether or not Generation X will use their power. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there, or you can hop over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee, and I'll put that link down in the description. You can also support the channel by becoming a member. I'll put that link down in the description too, and you can also do that by heading over to the channel page and becoming a member that way. We also have a lot of Gen X gear over at Redbubble if you're interested. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. Gen X and Gen X Thinks branded stuff. And I'll leave that link down in the description as well. If you can't support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much for helping us get the message out, the truth out, and patriotism. Bring patriotism back and make it popular again, just like it was back in the 70s. So thank you for that. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Things, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is over on the channel page. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.